Well, trying to see here.
Oh yeah.
That
There
looks
you go.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yo,
today is Thursday, November 6th, right?
November 6th.
So
We here.
you spoke about like the importance of having all these nonprofit organizations working together in
Yeah,
unity.
yeah.
What's the reason behind that? Why?
Well, right now because you have so much going on in the city, and without collaboration and partnership, we're less effective. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? We're actually decreasing our effectiveness. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no one organization can solve all the problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if we work together as nonprofit organizations, boots on the ground organizations, man, we can be so impactful throughout the out the community. Right here in Norfolk, you have
A lot.
so many
Yeah.
organizations. You know what I mean? And instead of undermining each other, pulling the rug from up under each other, we oh
Here we
good.
go again.
We
Cut.
yeah, cut back on frame. But now instead of undermining each other, stepping on each other's toes, if I know that there's money over here for this grant, then I need to let you know
Right.
so that you can apply for it, and I need to apply for it, and they need to apply for it. Because now, if you get this grant money, I get some grant money, he gets some grant money, and we're partnering in the city. Now we're hitting spots in areas that need to be worked on, and we can referral to one another. So if Community United Focus, for example, is on the south side
Right.
over at Diggs Park with um, what's her name, Sister Jasmine and them, right? And big ups to Jasmine and them out there in Diggs Park, man. They killing it. Southside,
Jasmine Allen.
nah, Jasmine Garcia, I
Jasmine
think.
Garcia. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
do
think
remember.
I think her name is Jasmine Garcia.
Hmm.
But and forgive me if I don't know your last name, Jasmine. But
No,
this
I,
is
I remember. I actually interviewed her out there in
right.
North. Jasmine Emily Garcia. She
Yeah,
remember. She wanted me to remember her middle name. So
yeah.
Jasmine Emily Garcia.
And she's over there doing some wonderful work. So just imagine if if I know somebody that's in that area that's struggling, I
Right.
could refer them to her. You know what I'm saying? And still be a part of helping that individual. And it doesn't take anything away from me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And to me, it's too much of that cutthroat going on. You
Yeah.
know,
We don't need to be in competition
yeah,
with who we're
for
helping.
what?
So, but I like a couple of things she said. Number one is not only sending opportunities for granting funds or attention, but also the people that need to be helped. Say, hey,
Exactly.
look, this may be an opportunity for you to get funding. This may be an
Exactly.
opportunity for you to get attention, and also
Exactly.
this is a person in your community that needs help. Maybe
Exactly.
you're in a better position to help. Maybe you're in a position to help in a different way than I can. That may be a good way to, I guess, concisely explain what your focus is to your organization. Which ways do you think you are in the best position to impact your community?
By being an example,
Be an
by
example.
working and doing the things we do. Community United Focus in men's group, we are all about collab.
Okay.
We all about moving as a unit. We don't mind partnerships. We love to build partnerships with all organizations. And we're about because you got to understand there are so many things going on in the city.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where domestic violence, sex trafficking.
And with all these areas, there's established organizations that have put in work for long periods of time. They
Exactly,
have
man.
connections. They have personal
Exactly.
stories. They have, unfortunately, have experience in some of those areas. But
Exactly.
they a lot of times these people that are specializing in these areas, they're in a better position to help those people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we come in contact with somebody that they may be able to help,
Mm-hmm.
it almost just makes more sense. To
And,
send them in that
and
direction,
right now,
and maybe they find someone that's struggling with reentry into society
in my
after.
point, because I
Yeah.
was about to say that, like
Hmm.
re-entry is a big issue out here.
Right.
Re-entry and homelessness
Right.
is a big issue out here right now. So if we all work together to help people who are returning citizens, people who are homeless right now, and we work more in collaboration, we can get more done. If we go more with programs that will help the city to understand how they can aid us. You know what I'm saying? And
Of
we
course.
come together and we create boards amongst each other and we get out and we do the work that, and we can get with the city and, set proposals up that they can't refuse,
And,
you know?
and find a way to streamline your activities, make sure that they are easily understood by the people of your community, and that's how you build trust. That's how you build trust and make sure you're easily understood and you're transparent about your work.
And that's what
But
we're all about love, you know what I'm saying? Trust. and justice
And here's
and
like
integrity.
here's a hot take also. Like you don't have to be trusted to start getting to work either way. You know what I mean? You can start working even if the community doesn't trust your intentions. Work consistently for a long period of time.
And you will
Yeah,
build that
and
trust.
that's how you build trust. I'm not saying that, number one, we should deeply value trust. We should definitely work hard to attain it, but it doesn't need to be like a prerequisite for action. You can get to work before your community's behind you. And
Exactly.
that's how you get the
Well,
community
you have to
behind you.
build that sense of security in the community. You can't just expect people in these days and time
Yeah.
to just say, "Hey, I trust you." But that's why I said being an example.
Yeah.
Because before you open your mouth, the one thing people are looking at is your character.
Exactly. For sure.
And this is one of the things that we strive to instill in a lot of our mentees is understanding the importance of having an upright character, man. Really doing the right thing
And a consistent
in
and
a
upright
consistent
character.
way. That's
Yeah,
right.
don't
Not
don't be an upstanding citizen for 11 minutes
right.
and think you're doing
and
something.
and then you know what I'm saying, you're out doing something criminal or out, not having the courage to tell your homeboys or your friends like, yo, man, I ain't moving like that. Yo, I'm trying to do this.
And
You
that
know what I'm saying?
and that also doesn't mean that your personality, your viewpoints, or your values won't change over time. Let them change, but make sure that they are a product of consistent and transparent work of
Exactly.
bettering yourself. Let your values change, but make sure it's well informed change as well.
If you're an individual pouring into the love of yourself, there's no way that you're not working on transforming your character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I know it so well, bro, because I had to work on it. I've never been a distasteful person
Right.
in my character, but I've done some things in my life that I would say undermines my character.
Right.
So I had to work hard to build that and strive to work hard to, exemplify a description of myself when I look in the mirror that I can feel good with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That I could look in at the end of the day and be like, yo, you know what? You had a good day, brother.
And you know what I really value that you're bringing attention to is not just you haven't said the word reputation one time. A reputation is great. It's a luxury to build up. But I like that you're saying that we should build your character because a character is something that you are entirely in control of. You can decide to be a good person. You can decide to hold true to your word, whatever you want to build up for yourself. Now, the way that the world perceives you, that can change. That could, people could lie against you.
Exactly.
But if you're focused on the core principles of yourself as a human being, that's entirely in your control, and that's what you should be focused on.
And that's the important factors. Love, justice, and integrity are three principles, man, that I work hard to exemplify. Men's group, I love my organization and the men and women of my organization, man. Big ups to men's group because they're out there 10 toes down, working to build union and communication and partnership with people in the community that we don't normally interact with. You know what I'm saying? And that's
course.
important, man.
So there's a couple things I want to touch on. I guess a little bit later, I want to touch on what a partnership may look like with Community of United Focus and Men's Group. But before I get there, I'd love to know about maybe some of the leaders within the organization and the work that they're doing right now.
Well, you have like Philip Adams, who is the president of Men's Group. Philip has offered out a free day trade class, full class, for any returning citizen. No
Wow.
matter how many years you've been home or whatever, he will freely, put you through the class. And listen, man, you can get on board right away. Then we have
So let's explain. So day trading, he's referring to the stock market and trading
yeah.
stock options, I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
So a potential way to create like an independent source of income.
exactly.
Okay.
And then we have, of course, our president of Community United Focus, brother Alfonso Evans, and Zoe, we call Alfonso Evans Zoe. Zoe is the president of Community United Focus, and Zoe is one of the few black business jewelers here in the Tidewater area.
The real jewelry company.
Real Jewelry Company, y'all. The Real Jewelry Company. Check them out. And this guy is offering free class of entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying, as well as financial literacy. And then we have GMRV, Sam. Sam who's the vice president of Men's Group. He has a class on financial literacy. And then, of course, I have peer recovery specialist. I'm a peer recovery specialist as well as a qualified paraprofessional mental health clinician and mental health first aid clinician. So I do have alcohol and drug programs. I have a 6-step program which I put together. Right now we have Changing Hearts, which is LLC, with Love of Self First with Sister April. And we're working, April Johnson, in which we're working, and she's qualified alcohol and mental health, mental health clinician.
Yeah.
And so she works with NAMI, and so we have a ton of programs. Then we have Sherry, who's the president of co-president with the Women's Auxiliary, and Cy. These two women have extraordinary programs. Cy is also the president of the Valentine Civic League. Sherry has Woman to Woman program. Like we're so concentrated in the community, and we're really doing the work. Then we have Uncle Willie Brown, who has a food pantry. We do feeding. We feed the community. We have Dominique White with Cupid's Care, who goes out and feeds the community once a month, every Sunday, the last Sunday of the month.
Wow.
We provide job employment. We go out and you help you to attain a job. We actually will drive you to the places to go get an interview or whatever. We help you with educational progress. You know what I'm saying? Helping you to select the right place to get your education. These private institutions are not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And so we try to help people who especially are returning citizens, people who are going through social ills, and just try to get them on the right track.
Okay, that is number one, a lot of work, and I think you should take a lot of pride in the team, because that is a
Absolutely.
skillfully packed team. I'd like to touch back on your area of specialty. Actually, let me I gotta clip this real quick.
All right.
I don't know if anyone's watching live, but I only have about like 6 minutes at a time on my SD card before it goes crazy.
Virginia is the leading state in the United States for the last 12 years with the number one recidivism rate.
Say that again.
It has the number one lowest recidivism rate.
So that's a good thing, right? They're not
Yes.
going back
It's
into prison.
Now, recidivism means a revolving door, people going back into prison once they come out. Okay? Virginia is the number one state. They've been number one or number two for the last 12 years.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? That's amazing.
So what's leading that? Is it policy? Is it people, community? What is it?
People.
People. Okay.
People who are coming out with sincerity in their hearts to want to change their lives. So here we want to help veterans, but we don't want to help people who have illnesses,
Mental illness,
social
or-
ills. You know understand what I'm saying? Like that's erratic. That's crazy to me.
So much of our community is dismissing, portions of it. You know what I mean? We're dismissing entire groups of people, and we should do better as a community.
We have to do better because these are the same people who are making our community what it is today.
Right.
When you look right now, what's going on with Teens with a Purpose, what's going on with Community First, and big ups to all these organizations. What's going on with Jasmine Garcia, Lil Rob, all these different people who are out here.
Poolside cooking.
Yeah, poolside cooking, Jimlin and all of them, man. All of these people are out there putting in the work, bro. And I'm going to tell you something, they're impactful. And they are helping people to move in the right directions.
And they're also, I can tell from the conversation I've had with them, they're genuine. They
Man.
really care about these issues. They don't care about the attention. They don't care about the positive impact on their
Exactly,
business.
exactly.
All they care about, and the only reason that, adding more profit to the business is because they know that then it can now better impact their community.
And let me be clear with you, because I've even got people saying, man, we don't need no more 501c3 organizations. They're stealing money, blah 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 blah. Let me just be clear with you. Community United Focus has not, in the last 5 years, since I've been returned to the Free Society, we have not been funded not one time by a grant. Okay?
Yeah.
Not one time. Okay? We've been assisted with pockets of money here and there.
Having a nonprofit organization is fantastic. If you know how to get it done, you know how to go get grants, and you know the process. I think that's a fantastic thing. But you don't have to have a nonprofit organization to start doing work
No.
and to start impacting your community.
But if you want to do work that's going to see, the reason why you want to become a 501c3 is that you can be more efficient in getting the resources.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that are available from the cities or the states, and the federal government. And that's why, you have more access.
Very
So-
good advice. I'd love to talk back on Community United Focus and Men's Group United, or Men's Group, right?
Yes, sir.
What are some areas of growth that you have experienced in those organizations in the
Oh,
past 2 or 3 months?
the past 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
learning that leadership is not always being in the front fold. Leadership is knowing when to follow and surrounding yourself with leaders, potential great leaders, and establishing that leadership, thing where leaders are leading leaders.
Wow.
And I've been able to experience that with the wonderful people of Community United Focus and Men's Group. I'm telling you, like, it's a family that is, what I'm saying, I'm getting emotional right now.
No, you're doing
It's
great.
a, it's a family, man, of people that really have gravitated. And, I'm the founder and CEO, but man, to have the love and the commitment
Right.
from people, man, that, are giving their time and their effort towards your vision, your dream is, and
And knowing it's making an impact.
yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Knowing you don't got to force anybody there. They're there because they believe in your vision.
Yeah,
Is a great. It's almost like an intoxicating feeling, isn't it?
exactly, and I love them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For fighting with me, getting in the trenches with me. When people who have the means have left me there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But my people, man, they come up, they come and they show up, bro, and they make it happen. And these are people who are well off.
Yeah.
These are career people. They're professionals. You know what I'm saying? And of all levels, man, we get out there, and it's just I've got so much respect for my team.
That's
So
awesome.
much respect for them, man.
Yeah, and by by professionals you mean entrepreneurs, you mean
Yes,
lawyers and doctors and
yes.
people who've been the heads of organizations. They've been putting in real work.
And it's beautiful because I had um, like big ups to Israel, man, who Israel leader David Leader, who is the founder of
Team Lamb.
Team Lamb,
Yeah.
and the Lamb Foundation, and all that those people are doing. Like that's my inspiration
Yeah.
because when I was hurting, these were the people who were supporting me, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how long I've been getting on Instagram, Facebook, doing podcasts, doing interviews, doing all kinds of things, to strive to bring more attention to the issues.
Right.
It's not about me. It's about the issues striving to open people's eyes to. And when you've experienced what I've experienced, going to prison for 25 years, for an unjust sentence, man, an illegal sentence. You know what I'm saying? When I should have been home on probation. And then to have people like the people of, Israel, Philip and Zoe and Sai and Sherry and, you know what I'm saying? All these people holding me down. And then my family, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? I have wonderful family. A lot of what I'm accomplishing and what I'm doing is because of the love of the people that are around me, man. And it's not me doing it on my own. And a lot of people, they see us, they see you, they see me, they think we're just people without troubles. They think we don't have problems and issues.
We all got lives.
We all got lives and we all have issues going on that we're striving to resolve, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a wonderful feeling, man, to know that I have the people supporting me that I have supporting me. And having you there. You know, they, I've never met a person with as much knowledge and uh, man, you have so much that most people they would be busting people in the head. Taking that knowledge and being selfish with it.
Try to leverage it.
Yeah, you get out and you go out and you do things with it. You know what I'm saying? And I honor you for that. I respect you for that. And it's dudes like you, man, that help me to learn how to humble myself and and just walk in purpose, man.
I appreciate that, but I'd like to speak on humility actually, because number one, I appreciate those beautiful compliments,
Yeah,
but
y'all gotta excuse me. I get to crying a little bit.
you're doing great. But oftentimes I see a lot of people, they want to advance themselves in their career or something like that, and I feel like there's a misconception that the answer is always to work harder or to work smarter. And I believe that those are great things. You should definitely find a way to work harder and work smarter. But after you've doubled down, after you triple down, the answer is often to swallow more pride. And I'm kind of curious what your thoughts on that is.
Well, in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah's praise and salutations be upon him, he said the one who has a mustard seed of pride is in the hellfire. A mustard seed of pride is in their hellfire. And what we don't seem to understand is that, man, we're human beings. We're not creatures who are created independent.
Yeah.
We're not independent. We're always dependent on something to keep us moving and elevating. You know what I'm saying? Or keeping us alive and
And
sustained.
and I feel like the world is just, maybe it just is America, but I feel like some of the culture in America is almost like a hyper, like people deeply value being independent, and I think that's a beautiful thing is to be independent. But you definitely want to be able to lean into your community and see how you can build off of each other's strengths as well.
Well, I think we displaced that word when we say independent.
Right.
Like because we're able to go out and be accountable and put ourselves in better positions, that's fine. But every one of us needs somebody to do something what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Independent me, I don't need nothing.
Right.
I don't need you. I don't need him. I don't need his. I don't need that. I got me, and that ain't enough.
Yeah.
That ain't enough, bro. And I've come to understand that. And one of the things that I've learned in this thing is that one of the scholars of my religion, he said the man who says that he's humble is not humble.
Wow. Yeah.